You're listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio with myself, Total Biscuit. We're doing tweeting, folks. We're looking at the Twitter, as they call it. The tweeting chat, or whatever the hell. It's the dev chat that was on Twitter last Friday, a few hours after my show. I don't recall me saying the last time that it went up that they probably wouldn't want to do one again after the ripping I gave them. Yes, convenient. They put it a few hours after my show. Yes, I see what you're doing. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, we're ignoring the class-specific questions unless they're somehow pertinent to everybody. So stuff like, oh, paladin armor is all dark and gothic. When will we see armor that better represents iconic hairy warriors? Yes, we can do without that nonsense. It's silly RP nonsense. Where is it? Where is the RP? Elsewhere, I hope. Now, when will we be able to fight the Lich King? After you conquer the Bloodfrost and Plague Wings. Yeah, well, we already know that the Lich King is coming in about 2 weeks from now. Interesting. So, skipped one there. Why is there hardly anything in Crystal Song Forest? It is a shame to see such a beautiful zone go to waste. Yeah, it makes us sad. Part of the problem is that it sits beneath Dalaran, which ended up being much more of a resource hog than we anticipated. Really? Really, Blizz? Yes, indeed. Even on this relatively old machine on my 5770, and no doubt on my new machine once it's built with the cross-fired cards and the 4 gigs of good RAM and the really fast CPU, Dalaran's probably going to run like... it's like wading through treacle going into that place. I hate it. I wish I didn't have to go there to get my jewel crafting dailies. But I do. It's like, hey, here's 5 FPS. Enjoy. You're running at a really high resolution, which runs absolutely fine everywhere else, but walk into Dalaran and there you go. 5 FPS. Oh, God, why? Horrible. Yeah, so they broke the zone with Dalaran and they can't do anything with it. We don't want to draw too many more players into that zone. Will it really? What do you think about it? I don't know. I don't think it would have brought that many more in, honestly. People hang around in Dalaran anyway. That said, I suppose it would have given a bigger reason for more people to be in Dalaran. Oh god, that would be bad enough. It's terrible as it is. Next question. Wrath of the Lich King and Icecrown Citadel showed Blizzard using cutscenes more for dramatic purposes. Will he go back and add more for other world events? We'd love to, but those things are not trivial to create. So when we do more, I suspect they will be to tell new stories for Cataclysm rather than revisit old ones. Yeah, that's totally reasonable in my opinion. Maybe drop 1 or 2 in because, you know, they said they were going to revamp the leveling experience. Maybe drop a couple in because they're kind of neat, and then new players see them. It's like, oh, that's cool. And we get to see them when we go through with new alts and such. That'll be kind of nifty. But, yeah, cutscenes are great. The cutscene for the Wrathgate was the best thing about the Wrathgate. The actual Wrathgate quest in the Undercity was awful. It would have been nice to see more cutscenes. I do wonder if we will get one for ICC, although at this rate it doesn't look likely. But yeah, more cutscenes would be nice. The machinimated ones, obviously, not the big crazy CG ones, which we know that we don't get to see. And those things cost millions to make. Oh, they are great though. Next question. With the new skins for Druid forms, what is the chance that Warlocks might see race, faction? No, we don't care. Why are there no new daily quests or something along those lines added in 3.3? I can answer this without even looking at it. Bear in mind, I haven't read this Twitter thing. I wanted all the responses to be spontaneous. My answer to that is, there's too many already! Why do you want this? I always find this hilarious that casual players, so-called casual players, say, oh, we need more dailies. Like, you spend like 6 hours a day on dailies. There's like 50 of them. Are you serious? You're a casual player? Oh, you could have raided in that time. You're not a casual player, you're an antisocial player. Anyway, his answer to this one is... Where is it? Bloody vanished. Ah, there we go. We just have a limited amount of content we can do for a patch, even a big one. We try to offer something for everyone, but sometimes it's better to deliver something awesome in one area, in this case the Raid and 3 Dungeon Wings, than try and add a little bit everywhere. Yeah, because daily quests are not real content. You do it once and that's it, and then you repeat the same damn thing over and over and over again. It does not bear repeating. Honestly. Even the bombing runs and the neat new stuff at the time like that did not bear repeating more than a couple of times. It's routine. It's people want to just get into this routine grind. They're not, I don't think they're even having fun. They're just getting some kind of crazed OCD fulfillment from it. That's my only explanation for this. It's not like they're challenging. They're not hard. They don't change. They're exactly the damn same. Gather this to get this. I do my jewel crafting daily quest grudgingly to help the guild. So I can get some more patterns. That's it. I don't grind for money, I use the AH to make money. I use my professions, and you know what? It works. I'm not massively rich, I've got like 5 or 6k that I made on the AH, and that's fine. It gets me everything I need. Repairs, raid consumables, the works. Barely have to do anything, it's all good. Dailies, ugh. Cannot imagine. I don't spend any more time in WoW than I really have to. There's so many other great games out there. Why would you want to do anything in WoW that is not the top tier content? I can never figure that out. It's my own style, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people share that view, and a lot of people don't. But that's how I view World of Warcraft, honestly. So adding stuff like that, which is just adding to the laborious nature of the game, why? You just don't ask for things like that. Just be careful what you wish for. Next question. No, we don't care about druids. I don't have a question, but a thanks. Thank you for making the looking for group tool. It's so useful. Ugh. Yeah, we loved it around the office too. There was a lot of pressure to get it right after the first couple of attempts were lackluster. I try not to say stuff like this too often, but I think we really got it right. Though there are a few kinks to unkink and polish we plan to add. Yeah, it's called get the damn kick system in order, please. Allow me to kick someone preferably before the instance is over. That would be nice. 15 bloody minutes. Ugh. Hate that. Like, it's okay, you can kick him 3 minutes before the end of Violet Hold. I just do my Frost dailies these days, and that's it. I just don't touch the rest of it. There's no point. Next question. Let's scroll on down. This is a long list. I don't think we're going to even get through it today. We shall see. Any plans to make early leveling dungeons? Moradin, Wailing Caverns, etc. More new player friendly, i.e. take less time. Yes, we can't overhaul them all, but Cataclysm in the world with the Dungeon Finder means we should try and improve those. It's kind of a shame, really, when you think about it. You're gonna make a long well, split them up into wings. Don't make them smaller. And Moradin's already got wings. Why do people view Moradin as an issue? Like, it's winged. Right? Effectively. Just make it more obvious. Wing everything that's big. Wing black... what's its face? I can't remember what it's called. BRD. Wing that. Wing everything that takes longer than 30 minutes, because that seems to be the style these days. I don't see the problem with that, honestly. If you're going to create wings and then introduce some new quests, tie all the stuff together with some storyline, that would be good. That's the way to work it. Do it the way that you did the ICC 5-mans. Look, that was really successful. That worked well. I was fine with that. Right, we've got a couple of instances here. They take between 15 and 30 minutes each. They are tied together. You've got to beat one to get onto the other. And there's a storyline, and there's an additional quest running through it. And there's all cool stuff happening. Yeah, that's good. Do that. I'd like to see that. I think that would be a good bet. Here's one. This is interesting. How much will the incremental buff over time in Ice Crown increase health damage and healing? We haven't completely decided, but something like 5%, similar to the look of the draw buff. Well, that's not very big, I suppose. But if it's going to be doing that over time, then, yeah, that could add up pretty quickly. And, of course, it's going to completely screw up the boss balance. It doesn't account for 5% extra damage, healing, and health. Let's be honest. I still don't agree with it. Will I turn it off? Well, we don't know that. We had that discussion on the last show. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little bit off today. I'm absolutely knackered. It's been a long week. Oh well. The show must go on. Next question. Were there any boss concepts you had for Icecrown Citadel that got cut, for example, or any examples that you can give? There was early talk of different famous NPCs that could have been corrupted instead of Southang Jr. Right, okay, it's not an amazing amount of information that you've given out there, honestly, but whatever, okay. So there might have been other bosses. Thanks, Blizz. That's really worth discussing. News just in. Other stuff might have happened in the past, maybe. More at 11. Question, Arthas has been present everywhere in the expansion. Why haven't we seen Blood Queen, Lanathal, Professor Putricide, or any of the other bosses in low-level zones? Because we hadn't created them yet. You saw a certain undead dragon, however. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. I thought they'd just been kind of mucking about in there. I don't think Putricide would have wanted to wander around the place. He was too busy trying to fix the slime pipes. Next question. Will there be any more developments on enchanting as a profession? We would love to do fun things like daily quests. Shut up! No, we wouldn't! Daily quests aren't fun. Hush! Oh, I hate players. I hate my fellow enchanters. They are my worst enemy in many ways, and this is just one of them. We don't want that! Just make the profession okay. Give us useful stuff, which, to be fair, we already have. Please, please don't do that. Oh, no, 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 no. Awful. Apparently we have some great new things to add for Cataclysm, but you'll have to see, though. Oh, dear. Next question. Would you be willing to make personal bank storage look more like guild bank storage and available to all characters on a realm? This is something we discuss a lot. It actually helps with keeping mail volume down, as well as a player convenience. Shared bank. Sounds perfectly reasonable to me. I'm surprised we haven't had it already. Will Mal'Ganis have any involvement in patch 3.3? He will continue to menace you in the culling of Stratum. Okay. Fair enough. Will mages ever get to be true masters of ports? By adding more than just the main cities, or maybe we can decide our own areas. We've been growing the number of places they can go over time. We'll probably never get to the point where mages ignore ships, mounts, or flight paths. They're okay right now. We can go to all the major cities. That's more than most people can do. Next question. Will the various faction leaders, such as Tyrande and Cairn, play a part in 3.3, or will they be marginalized? We have a lot of NPCs active in the Northrend finale already. I'm not sure these two specifically get to play a big part. At some point, your cast of characters is just too big to manage. The finale is a pretty major lore moment, though. You will dig it. Can we dig it? Can we dig it? It's a good question. Perhaps we can dig it. Maybe if we're given a shovel and a spade and a hand grenade. We shall see. It's lore. I don't care. Next question. Have you ever considered making the Battered Hilt BOP? No, no, no. Because better items would be available so quickly in the Icecrown raid, we thought we'd get more dynamic gameplay by letting players trade it. It also mirrored the first Kell as well. Yeah, God, guys, seriously. BOP is dumb. It's got a really low drop rate anyway. The idea is that you can get this weapon, which will be a nice staple, over to ICC 10. I mean, for God's sake, the Lens of the Mind, or whatever it's called, is the level of the first boss in ICC 10 sword that drops like candy. We've had 3 in the past 5 weeks. For God's sake. We don't need that to be OP. Anyone could do that. Marigar's so easy. And if you need to plug your gear, say you've just come back to the game, you've got a lot of gold, but your gear sucks now because it's out of date, hey, buy a Battered Hilt, there you go. And yeah, like they said, it mirrors the first Kell de La. Which, yes, was a BOE item that you could buy and then forge in Onyxia. Which is entirely reasonable. And that was there for exactly the same reason, folks. Help plug a couple of gaps in the gear. Give options. No complaints about that. Next question. Will Nazul appear at any time in 3.3 or the near future? Answer. Well, he's a chunk of the Lich King now, but if you mean will he appear as an orc, we're not ready to tell his story just yet. We have a lot of stories left to tell, but his is a good one. Okay. Cool. Lore. Lol. Are there any plans to change the Ashen Verdict tank ring to proc more often? The current uptime versus bosses is almost non-existent. Now, usually I wouldn't talk about this, but this one's quite a generic answer. We have been adjusting a lot of procs so far. This one is on our radar. Tanks still manage to avoid hits a lot, which makes the proc less useful. Okay, fair enough. So they're looking at procs, is what can we take from that. With all your mention of Saronite and Old God's blood in the various 3.3 quest chains, will Yogg-Saron factor into Icecrown Citadel? Answer, you mean your guild didn't kill him? Oh, nice one to rub it in, Blizz, yes. And funnily enough, there's been so many guilds who actually haven't touched Yogg. Maybe it's just the length of the instance, I don't know. Or maybe because Yogg's actually kind of difficult. Oh, boo. What a shame. We're going to come back to this one after the break, folks. We've still got way more to go here on Blue Please, the zero effort edition with myself, Total Biscuit. There has been a request for a certain track called San Sebastian by Sonata Arctica. I'm going to play that one for you right now, and I'll be back with more Tweetleisms. I suppose that might work. Whatever. Enjoy.